A human lifespan which is not used for spiritual evolution is an unused lifespan, a useless lifespan. 31st skræða, pure nervous system. We are going to rid the world of all negativity, then real peace will prevail. Edda Ása, her name from Vetavyasa. Svastya, to be healthy, is to be in the natural state, whole, standing in oneself. Svastika, svastaha, svastihi, suastika, greetings, a charm, ancient symbol, like Þórshammarinn. Svastaha, be in oneself, is perfectly healthy. Sva, self, stya, established in, standing in. So Veda teaches that health, perfect normal health, is to be in the wholeness. In oneself, í sjálfum sér, who is the great whole. It suffices not to read this, to hear this, to think about this, not even enough to understand it. We need to know how we can really be standing in the whole, which is oneself, sjálfur, and do this, practice it. It is real fun. Millions of men practice the unified field technique to improve their health, for the joy of it, for the overall benefits from it. Evermore í sjálfum sér, in oneself. This is our divine innermost nature and being. When we practice our Valkyria daily, ég gefin sjálfum mér, we expand our connection, höft and bund, to universal consciousness, ginnungagap. This is the purpose of life, the only purpose and goal. We shouldn't lose sight of that. Not enough to read, hear, think, understand. Did you understand? Intellectual understanding is not enough. To be able to explain is not enough. If I were to explain for you the taste of Icelandic wild blueberries, using all available means of expressing, you will not get the flavor unless you taste yourselves. Everyone has to taste, each one for himself. Kama, gaman, is fun. Gróta, reiði, is anger. Samoha, shut down due to overload. Buddhinasha, intellect and intelligence out of order, gone with wind. Rajaguna, out of bonds and uncontrollable. Not working here for either sattva or dhamma. Poor satguna and tamoguna get sucked into almost nothing. The anger and the wrath of crude men only belongs to material worlds. We have a hell of a lot of shows here. Our brain flashes everything onto its display, day in and day out. On top of that throng, it projects irrational thoughts during dream sleep. Prefrontal brain, CEO, Chief Executive Officer, only takes a break during deep sleep. Mind receives gugnir as a stimuli from the senses, and it makes thereof a world. We have names for the outcome, but no two might make the same worlds. All this is on the sphere of thinking, feeling, having fun, that is surface values. On the sphere of stubbornness, narrow-mindedness, ideas, that is surface values. When the core is forgotten, men live the peel, chaff, packaging. No longer know how to nýsast niður, truly the core of every scripture. What the real philosophy is all about is to find one's self. Know thyself, þekktu sjálfan þig, gnothise out on Greek. Those pieces put on stage, in which minds put all its concern, are there all day, almost all night, all one's life, if we do not transcend. In these three lower stages, the pseudo, waking, dreaming, deep sleep, we do not get deep enough rest. We may find all kinds of recreation, but we are not recreating, only jumping from one to another. Get out of one piece to act in another. We might claim rest to be healthy, true as far as that goes. If rest is only on the sphere of change and diversion, then not enough. How far does spa go? Refreshed, change from bread to biscuit. There is only one way of charging the batteries to the extent that the perfect orderliness, balance, infinite silence and dynamism is gotten. That is transcend to Glaðheimar, expansion of awareness. We can get aid to balance the nervous system if we suffer from shocks as accidents. But if the trauma package is too big, we don't. We have to pay the psychologist. The psychologist might have you find out whose fault it was that you suffered. They even invent new words for the hidden filth, subconsciousness. But such a thing does not exist. There is only consciousness, universal consciousness. Consciousness should be pure, no subs, no forgotten annoyances. We make us pure. The psychologist might not know that our skuld is hitting us back, result of an urður now long forgotten. We should understand this law of nature. We cannot blame another, nor circumstances, for our urður verðandi skuld. Law of karma, death, vicious cycle, she's skræða for. Millions and millions of lifespans, countless goals in the vicious cycle that Þjóðvitnir explains for us in Skræða 4. We could talk to a churchianity priest who tells us that we came here to suffer. We would call a friend whom we would like to feel sorry for us, but that could be something like, poor little thing, oh stop whining, time heals all, could be worse. So many have put up with accidents and tribulations. You suffer, your friend tries to cheer you up, you pretend to get over it. We should know that serenity is for real when we are einherjar. The mood-making of crude man might not be the real peace within. Ergo, the solution of trauma, of shocks and jolts is not to let them affect us, become an einherji. Accumulated overload accumulates ama in the channels, and it can burst, called trauma, flashbacks, can be nightmare, wake up all sweaty, PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. We try to forget, but while we are crude, while we still live in ignorance, incidents affect us. There is a proven advice to avoid getting any aftermath and also to bounce back, resil. To nísa niður regularly, doctors recommend TM. The right gungnir replaces the stress. Bad gungnir leaves the body. TM, Transcendental Meditation, is used by doctors and healing specialists, giving marvelous results. Instead of PTSD, we get peace, clarity, equanimity, joy. We learn to nísast niður and imbibe orderliness and serenity into life. Precautions and treatment are now replaced with einherja qualities. Perfect health, life in wholeness, is the only natural to man. Nothing less is acceptable. The best for ADHD bairns is TM in schools and at home. We cannot deny that bairns can be stressed. It should not be so. Their prefrontal brain is not functioning perfectly. Fight and flight response is alert. Bairns who are brought up in the great knowledge and TM are not a risk group for stress-related ailments. Brainwaves get coherent. There is no stress in the physiology. The exciting TV series, The Quest for Finding the Remote Control, is boring, as we have a more exciting game every day to find our near control. We have no time for watching how others are doing in the self-control quest in life. One is necessary, Martha, Jesus says. That is to find divinity. Look for the near control, and we shall find it. Nothing else is more relevant. But we are not pure enough yet to simply wait for the apples to fall into our basket, be it from the tree or the shelves in the supermarket. Answer, let us start right away. It pays off. Work less and evolve the more. Nature cares for the needs of einherjar. This is a practical state. In Valhöll, we don't have to wait for anything. Nature takes care of it all. An enlightened man has everything going his way. And even better, einherji needs no desire, wishes, longings. While we are still in our to us invisible ignorance, having fun, we have to eat, feed our brains, so we work for money. Yes, but don't forget that there is more to life than money. The purpose of life on earth. Every man gets his skuld inevitably. The pure one doesn't take it in. For most people, food is a necessity, right? The crude man is full of worries. To make things easy, it pays off to soast. Mind lets go of itself, finds serenity. We should not be tired. It is terribly tiring to be tired all the time. Stress could consume us. Then skuld is taken seriously. It is so stressing to be stressed all the time. Jötnar might eat us up from within. In order to get rid of all this, we dive into Ægir. His feast is purifying. Ránardætur, superficial thoughts of a crude man, is different from ránardætur of einherjar, as they are connected to the orderliness. We cannot see on a man which stage of consciousness he lives. We all look the same. The outer appearance is not in discussion here. The inner quality and purity is. Body cells, two men just having taken a bath, might not be assumed to be equally clean, as that is not what we are discussing here. When all Sorota channels are open, no ama will accumulate anywhere. We should not wait for symptoms of diseases. Diseases only be so pure that we never become sick. Perfect health does not wait for symptoms, which then are diagnosed and treated, whatever the doctor might give us in each case. Perfect wholeness, health, is our natural state, the only acceptable. All less than that has to be treated with transcending before it ever happens. Whatever our skuld brings, perfect health, living wholeness, is the only right condition. Remember that only we ourselves are responsible for our skuld. She could be very old. It is natural to us, inherent in all life, that everything is perfect. Perfection is the very nature of all. All is Ginugagab, which is the perfection. Perfect, the only normal condition. Perfect Sleipnir is our normal state. If we should, in our stupidity, upset it, we simply fix it. Rán is the perfect orderliness. We revive the cycle, Ginnungagab of the Milivier. Samhita Rishi Devata Chandas. Unified field, Hilbert operators or observables states. Unified field of total natural law. Every man is his own doctor. Stupidity is not allowed for. The best we can give our nature for all her bounty is to transcend. We not only bring perfect harmony to ourselves, but meðmar, give back to nature. The unbounded bliss of Glaðheimar is permanent. The little joys in relative life are fallible. Valkyria is the only action that does not bind man. So we practice our Valkyria and we shall become the infinite correlation. Valkyrian serves us to sow us into the divine Ásgarður. Fórn is to bring færa to the feast. And what would we bring? Ourselves. Consciousness to consciousness. Ég gefin sjálfur mér. I given to myself. Vadya mastu, Govinda. Dipya meva samarpaye. You are fórnin, the sacrifice, Govinda, not other gifts. Not that we have received a present, then to bring fórna, but we are this present, fórnum ourselves. Has nothing to do with fórna sér, sacrifice oneself for another man or some affairs and issues. It is not to kill life, as Guðinn the God respect all life. To kill is a synth, destroys the evolutionary path of a creature. But to sow a thought and be without the tree guna. Týr á meiði, týr maður, the runes, T.M. Behavioral rasayana, which is good for health, is never to denounce others. If we cannot say something good, then we should not talk. Rasayana is elixir, a good medicine for health and longevity. Behavior full of sattva guna makes man flawless and pure. Or we could talk about matters that are beneficial to all. Do not enjoy negativity that is harmful to us and the surroundings. Thoughts create gungnir, so let us think beautifully. The quality of our gungnir is of the same as the man who thinks, us. Therefore we heighten our qualities. Our urður is as we are, and we always have free will. When we reach Valhöll, all becomes easy and evolutionary. We live in thundarflæði in accordance with the laws of nature, and they will support all our actions. We want all men to be happy. Thoughts that come from their origin are powerful, in flow with the dharma, that which upholds, and the powerful flow of thund. Now we can start by skipping all negativity. Physical illnesses can be traced to negativity. This is modern medicine. Mental fatigue should not be allowed for. We shall not overexert. Our physiology does not like that. Too much computer work can kick pranavata out of balance, which is a mental somatic connection that pertains to thought process. This is junk mail from the first years of computers. To err is human. To really screw things up you need a computer. But the author has got an all wrong conception of erring. It is not human to err. Only crude men make mistakes. They cannot bear the name a man. Educated men make mistakes. Something is drastically missing in education. Do the learned suffer from stress-related blindness? Is their nervous system not pure? We shall bring TM to all schools and universities. First, then, degree holders can bear the name a man. We know what goes wrong. The student is not cared for. Our parents are not taught to connect to the wisdom found inside. We are not told that we are Ginnungagap, consciousness. The student should be connected to himself, live Ginnungagap. The subject should be connected to the whole, the wholeness of all. They forgot the wholeness here. School is stressed, and that is a great mistake. We shall amend that by implementing CBE, consciousness-based education. Wrong use of our brain and of our mind results in wrong decisions. Wrong food, not quality sleep, bring more stress into the nervous system. And we end up in a vicious cycle that we do not see. It is not human to err. Don't blame surroundings. Change the atmosphere. We shall start the purification project by becoming perfectly stress-free ourselves. Þjóðvitnir, see number 4, his skræða, is a dvergur fyrir dellingsdurum who gelur, dwarf in front of the doors of dellingur, who chants attributes. He has informed us about the senses to be the gateway to stress. Truly, as they do their job well, bring all little joys to the mind. The crude man lives for this. We cannot blame things, happenings, nor surroundings. We cannot blame others. The senses are only being dutiful. What is left is to realize that I am responsible for all. We see that no two men react necessarily in the same way in time of stress. One might be crude, the other having refined nervous system. We should not pretend to be cool and bury the filth in some imagined subconsciousness. We should go for real equanimity. Transcend gain fimbulrúnir and galdra góða. Comes in handy as stress busters, and Sleipnir will be happy. Einherji is an enlightened and pure man. What about being tough, made of steel, take nothing in? Answer needs not be that difficult. Easier to purify oneself and nothing useless will ever stick. Stress is bad. The gods love them who are perfectly pure, become old, are young physically measured when they leave that body of theirs. Maharishi gives us CBE, consciousness-based education. The student finds all the knowledge within because he transcends. Students learn how to make their nervous system perfect. They are happy, study is easy, results better, grades higher. They perform better in solving tasks, quick to understand, not tired. As nature has it, less effort, greater results, the easiest way chosen. No energy wasted, abundance of energy is imbibed. When all students and teachers are connected to the unboundedness, silence and dynamism, nibble and muspel, almost in balance, prevails. Qualities of Ægir enlivened in man and surroundings. Round means order, orderliness. Some work all the time, rather proud of that. Some have to survive. Others are happy workaholics. Some want to be pitied for working too much. We are not getting born so that we can work. We do not learn anywhere what for we are born. Nobody seems to know. Students are made see all study as meant for getting a well-paid job. Some choose only what will pay. Some do as well as they can to stand up to expectations, then get a job. Valhöll is in the fog. Valhöll what? Some smoke and drink, boasting about good health in spite of consuming drugs. They might call it living life. They are not taught how that clogs channels and makes trouble for living cells. They cannot learn anywhere what life on earth is for. No one seems to know. We shall have to fix that. Filth and ignorance in individuals result in stressed society. Then men take wrong decisions. Isn't this a vicious cycle? Stress in the nervous system is the cause of wrong decisions and suffering thereof. Stress accumulates. Slowly it pollutes the whole society. Stress is an epidemic. We are born to our spiritual evolution. Every bear must know this. This is the most practical thing on earth. We should know from birth, actually before birth in our mother womb. Learn at home and in school why we are here, why we go to school. All bands should enjoy their culture. Nobody shall miss the greatest wisdom. Each man's state of consciousness colors his understanding. So, we heighten our state of consciousness. We know how to do that. When more people understand and live the innermost divinity, the easier it is for others to understand. National consciousness heightens. Now our beautiful symbolic language that we should understand. How does Óðinn, Bölverkur, get into Hnitbjörg? He has a rati who drills. Óðinn bregður sér í ormslíki, takes on the guise of a worm. We have wormholes. We visit the innermost cave, Hnitbjörg, to imbibe wisdom from Gunnlöð. The wisdom gives fimbulrúnir and stinnir stafir that come in handy in life. We go to the feast at Ægis, return to our life whole and sound, sounding wholeness. We nísum niður, peep into Glaðheimar, gulp some vín valföðurs. Flow of life, Jesus' wine, is available for all men. We only have to show up here. When many men do tea and city and yogi flying together, they affect the surroundings. Then we are giving a precious gift of peacefulness to all mankind. What do they do? Actually, nearly nothing. Our floating in the unified field may have the desire to make peace among men. This is not symbolic language. Here we have hardcore, tangible science. Gungnir, or ripples, get formed on the surface of pure consciousness, as many are doing programmed together. They have effects all over, as here is not time and not distance. As seen by EEG, alpha waves in the brain correlate. When the body lifts in the yogic flying, the greatest correlation gets registered. A fundamental law, amplify when they come together. One loudspeaker gives X volume in decibel, 2 in sync, synchronized, X times X, 3 together, X times X times X. The same goes for group flying. Bölverkur í ormslíki penetrates Freyja space-time foam to reach Hnitbjörg. In this case, wormholes have to be found or made. This is plain science too. We should be proud and humble to own it. Is this really what any man can so easily do? Yes. Human nervous system has all possibilities. Nothing is impossible for us. We have no idea of the size of our possibilities. Man is in the image of Ginnungagap, so is Veda, and so is the whole world, Gunglir, all stuff. Effects here in pure consciousness reach all, as we all are one consciousness. Many may not know about yogic flying in the neighborhood, yet they are affected. Scientifically, this has been measured, is the Maharishi effect. It has been studied often and thoroughly, now to be proven. Scientifically proven is that we can get the known conclusion always the same by using the same known procedure any time. Scientific experiments are to try out a hypothesis on something possible over and over again until it is either proven or disproven. So, is there a proven theory behind the Maharishi effect? Yes, Dr. John Haeckelin, quantum physicist, is telling us. Are we really one consciousness, Ginnungagap, we, all of us? Then it can easily be explained and understood and easily performed. As we do not have time in pure consciousness, there is no was or will be, only now. In the beginning of experiments there was skepticism. Here is an example from the States. I don't believe this to be the case, but I shall help with the data of crimes and accidents in the city during the time of thousands of siddhas flying. The effects are as unlikely as if we would get 2 feet of snow here in August. So unbelievable, but true. Nobody ever told us that we are one consciousness. This parallel, the snow, was dearly loved, as it was so to the point. Not just some skepticism, straightforward, no way. This fact about effects of group flying reaching the ambient, yogic flying effects, bears the name Maharishi effect, as Maharishi implemented it and knew all the time, creating coherence and harmony in the collective level of nations. Well is known how many yogic flyers are needed to create peace in the whole world and in each land. Square root of 1% of the population is the group size needed. Optimally should be held in the Brahmastan, geographical center of the land. The group doing a long program twice daily. Thousands of Brahmins do this in India now. Maharishi says Jai Gurudev. Gurudev is his great guru. My teacher, Maharishi, Indian physicist and enlightened man, points out to us where to find the knowledge and the understanding. And he teaches us the technique to transcend Nisa Nidhir. Best of thanks, Maharishi, my great teacher. Maharishi asked for this research on our Fortnis Siður to be undertaken. We do supreme research in consciousness. All there is abides here, the real scientific age. Knowledge cannot be given to anyone. The pupil finds the knowledge within himself. He is consciousness, where all wisdom and knowledge abides. Nisa Nidhir, name the Fimbul Runir. We shall understand why we decide to be born. What the real and only purpose and goal of each our lifespan on earth are. Find the sheer beauty and profundity of our reverend forefathers' wisdom, knowledge, science of life, science of consciousness. We shall understand and appreciate the wisdom contained in our priceless spiritual and cultural heritage. Knowledge cannot be given by anyone. We receive it from within, where it is. All that we are not told about life, nobody tells us. Listen to what you don't know and see the Óðsmál books that give the answers. Knowledge and profound wisdom, allegory, symbolic language, and the abyss of our forefathers, Norse Edda. Freyjukettir, norræn menning.